so I can save someone up to half a second off their get off step when someone says hike. Watching his brain go like, what? Like, this is so simple and so complex at the same time, and no one's ever done this. Even with my athletes, I try to keep them on the field, so I want them to come in to prevent it. But there's a lot of sports doctors that treat after the injury, which I do treat injuries, but I'd prefer not to get you injured.
And then you receive information, right? You receive information back, and the patient potentially, because really, who knows the answer?
The patient knows
the answer. The patient knows the answer.
I'm just here to interpret.
Yeah, you're interpreting the information. It just gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, I'm not making stuff up. I'm asking.
No. This is perfection. Like, this is the beauty of the art. Hey guys, welcome back to the Two Thumbs Up podcast. Grateful to have you here today, Dr. Todd. Got my good buddy here, Dr. Colbey Fife. And appreciate you coming on today for this deal.
It's my pleasure.
Real quick, just so everybody knows, we are sponsored by Concussion Pros, Alpine Integrated Health and Injury Clinics, as well as within-consulting.com. Check us out on within-consulting.com, within-consulting.com. We like to say here, Doc, we are having conversations and making connections. That's all we do.
Love it.
The old agenda-free podcast. But thank you, man, for coming on today. I know it's rushing through traffic and different things, but I appreciate it. Yeah.
That's what it is. But yeah, thanks for having me.
So we were talking about this morning, where you and I first met, and which was about a year.
Yeah, it was a year ago.
Year ago, we ended up at the same sort of football camp together.
Yeah, Mr. Football Camp.
And we connected. We saw you again a few weeks ago at the other football camp. Yep. It's good to see you back there. Met your wife. I think. Yeah. You 2 kids.
2 kids. One was with her. One wasn't.
One was there. One wasn't
she
there.
Son with her, and then
cool.
Her daughter's at her grandma's.
Very cool. So, Dr. Fife, tell us a little bit about your background, where you grew up, how you ended up doing what you do.
Okay, it's a short, long story.
Good, love them.
Yeah, grew up. Mom's a nurse, so she used to take me to the hospital with her. And so, since I was a kid, I wanted to be a doctor and played sports at a pretty high level. Had some injuries, and when I got to school, I didn't really want to be a sports doctor, and then I kind of saw the need for it and found out I really enjoy it, and I get athletes back on the field pretty quick and keep them on the field and keep them injury-free.
You're a Salt Lake. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Draper and Sandy, so Sandy, and then we moved to Draper before Draper was all big.
So what sports did you like growing up?
All the popular ones: basketball, football, baseball, and then I did track in high school too.
Yeah, what'd you run in track? What'd you do in track?
The fast ones: 100, 200, 4x1, long jump, high jump.
Oh, nice. Very cool. And so you, because you're reminding me a little bit why I ended up doing what I do too, was high school football injury. But tell us a little bit about, the injuries you had and the results you got. So it's just so y'all know, Dr. Fife is an amazing chiropractor, and he does great things with sports injury athletes, works very closely with rehab and different things, and love what you do, and thanks for doing that. But back, when you were injured, was there a doc you went and saw? Or?
No, I didn't even know what chiropractic was until I was just about to take the MCAT when undergrad was about wrapping up. So I didn't even... We did have a team chiropractor my senior season, but as a teenage kid, I just thought he was just another trainer. He would adjust us before the game. It was awesome, but I didn't really know what that was. So I didn't even correlate the two until I met a chiropractor.
Yeah.
But in school, I got hurt. I broke my arm 7 months before the season, and then I broke my wrist second game of this season. So this arm still doesn't work correctly.
Yeah.
And there was, no one said go to therapy or anything. They just put the cast on me, took it off, go back on the field, you're good to go.
So after that injury, did you have functional deficits with it?
Oh, I still kind of do. I can't, power cleans and stuff anymore. I can't do it. I can't rotate my wrist around enough to catch the bar.
Yeah.
I have to adjust things, when I adjust patients differently than you would see a regular chiropractor in class do it.
So what, obviously you gravitated towards chiro. Was there someone that was influential in that way for you?
Dr. Bruce Nielsen in Midvale with Optimum Wellness Center. He's who I went and shadowed him for a week, and I fell in love with it immediately and started working there, and then got me geared up for school. Went to the school he went to down in Dallas. It's Parker University.
Parker University, yep. Great school.
I was one of the weirder kids that just went and tried everything. Instead of worrying about every single grade, I worried about every single technique and the exposure and the training with it.
And so, what was your, when, I don't know, back in the day when I went to chiro school, there was people would, I was at BYU, and I told people what I was doing, and there was this weird response I would get. Like the guys I was in, classes with, chemistry, physics, whatever, they're all going to med school, or they're going to dental school or something, right? Was there any weird blowback or things? Because this is super interesting to me, right? Because I love chiropractic. What chiropractors do, and what you do, and what I used to do. I find it amazing to work with the human frame, to love biomechanics, and to assist humanity in a way that's very, very unique, by using, the hands, different vector forces, different changes in direction, and analyzing the biomechanic frame in a very unique way. I find it. I love it. It's the best. But let's backtrack. There's in my experience, there was this weird blowback. I don't know what to call it, or this weird energy about you're going to go do what?
You're going to go pop people?
Yeah. Was there anything that for you?
It was more like, I think, a shock to a lot of my family. They all come from more of they're all more Western mindset,
like allopathic, or
I mean, I was shadowing surgeons through junior high and high school, and I had some good surgeons just say, I like patient care a lot. I really like my patients. So they said, go check out PT, because most doctors don't think to go to a chiropractor.
Right.
There's a stigma there. So I went and did PT. Like, I was working with PTs while I was getting ready for the MCAT, because I still just wasn't sure. And then I had a great PT who's still like a second mom to me, and she said, go check out a chiropractor. Yeah. And that's the one she used. So I went and checked him out and fell in love.
Yeah. Was there any sort of dogma against you, or did you ever feel
that's kind of what I was getting at. Most of my family was kind of like, what? Like, you were going to be a surgeon, and then you switched to PT, and now you're going to do, like, what are you going to do? What?
Yeah.
Is there money there? Is that like, real? Is that like why kind of thing?
Yeah. The old, why don't you want to be a real doctor?
Yeah, that
thing.
I mean, I'll still get that.
Same.
My wife posts stuff to my my Instagram and stuff. And
so I guess that I'm bringing that up because it's a thing still out there, and people can have their own. And there is good. There is. I don't even like to use the phrase "good and bad." There is greatness everywhere. Let's call it that way. There's greatness in everything, and so my experience was. Here's what my experience was. You get a person in the office, and they're potentially skeptical to begin with. You're probably the last person that they've come to see after they've been to everyone else, and you're on the hot seat to assist them after they have completely oftentimes a missed characterization of you and your profession, correct? So in those cases, it's almost as if it implies I get to be excellent. And if I'm not excellent, it will actually show their dogma may be correct. However, to be excellent, like you are, is and you get a result with a patient, and they're like, Dr. Fife, I feel so much better after that. I'm like, yeah, well, tell me about that. Well, this and this and this and this and this. I said, I'm glad it's working for you. And in that moment, you're excellent. What happens to the dogma?
Oh, it's out the window.
It goes away.
I don't think I hear it again.
Yeah. So that gives me goosies.
I'm getting them right now.
It's the greatest, right? And it's not that we're out to prove anything. It's like we have a desire to assist in a unique way, and the world discounts, the system discounts your excellence. Hey, system, Dr. Fife is excellent. He does excellent things, and so I'm grateful for you. Like it's awesome. So, what is doing what you do? What's some of the most rewarding things you've experienced?
It sounds funny. I say it on my Instagram page too. There's a video, and it's I like the tears a lot, but it's not those tears of scared or it hurts. It's those tears of joy, like you're the last person they saw and you fixed it.
Yeah.
I mean, plantar fasciitis, people come in, I've tried all this, spent all this money, and I still can't walk, and I fix it with one adjustment and a change to how their foot moves, and they're crying because they can walk right there. Done.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you do that, you build a relationship with that patient for life. Yeah. And so to have that reward, just that changing, doing things for humanity. Talk to us a little bit about your experience with the business side and making it all work and making the ends meet, so to speak. Because you got children, you got a family, you got a beautiful wife in life to support, and also overhead at the office and all those things. Tell us a little bit about your experience there, if you don't mind.
Well, no one teaches you business in any type of medical program. You kind of just jump in and hope you figure it out. So
now let me ask you this: when you got out of school, did you have a bunch of job opportunities lined up?
Not really. No. And the ones that are there are not great.
No. And so what'd you it's like, well, what'd you decide?
I worked somewhere for 6.5 months, and then I'm coming up on 2 years of ownership. So I've been in practice for almost 3-ish years.
Yeah. And so what has been your experience now that you're in private practice, running your own show?
It's way better. It's stressful. Mm-hmm. And it never stops. You have to work nonstop because people don't realize the chiropractic, you need to keep coming, but it's not like I'm not the old school guy. It's like you need to come 30 times in a month. That's not me. I'm more come once a month. Let's keep you maintained. We're good. And
as you hold that philosophy, how does it affect the bottom line?
It's not the best business model.
Yeah,
I feel morally better about it, but
thank you
it's
for
not
that.
always the best business model. Even with my athletes, I try to keep them on the field, so I want them to come in to prevent it. But there's a lot of sports doctors that treat after the injury, which I do treat injuries, but I'd prefer not to get you injured, which means you come in less.
So tell us about that philosophy. So you're a preemptive biomechanics, getting a person in optimal biomechanic, functionality is kind of your philosophy.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that, because that's unique.
So the technique that I learned in school that Dr. Nielsen does, and that's where I learned it from, and then did all the certification in school. I spent 300 hours on it. Is called applied kinesiology, which is just talking to the nervous system essentially, and you can use that in any scope. So you don't have to be a chiropractor to do it, but we are the most powerful doctor to do it.
Yes, we are.
It was made by
in humility.
It was created by a chiropractor that was the first chiropractor for the Olympics, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dr. Goodhart.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Goodhart, yep.
So I've taken that and kind of taking bits and pieces from every office I've been to, PT, surgeons, other chiropractors, and what I like at each one, and I combine it all. So I'm still talking to your body, but I'm seeing what therapies you want, your body wants, and what's going to work best for you based on how you're moving and what you're telling me you feel. So I had an athlete this morning, tight back, so I did a very light decompression on my table, then I did some cups, adjusted him, released it, and even checked for an emotional thing, and he got up with the biggest smile, and he's ready to play on Friday. Boom, done.
So you're tapping into something that I'm so fascinated with and I love. So you say you phrase it, I speak to the nervous system. And so what does that, if you were to sort of say what that means, because it's an intuitive thing, yes, and then you receive information, right? You receive information back, and the patient potentially, because really, who knows the answer?
The patient knows
the answer. The patient knows the answer.
I'm just here to interpret.
Yeah, you're interpreting the information. It just gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, I'm not making stuff up. I'm asking.
No. This is perfection. Like, this is the beauty of the art. And it makes, you and I, it makes us emotional, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
It's incredible. So you're doing something that the world would say, that's hocus pocus. But when you're tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to the energy of it, what do you get?
It's a butterfly feeling. So I'm just sitting there working with the patient, and I've noticed that every AK doc's a little different. So some of them just get like this overwhelming feeling of excitement and stuff. I kind of get a butterfly feeling and some chills when I know I'm doing something right, even if I'm not done with the treatment. I can just tell, I watch their body. I have a knack for seeing little things like movement and muscle movement. So I see like things relax, like, okay, cool, that worked. And I know their body already asked me for it. So it worked. And now they might have like some hiked up ribs on the right, and I didn't even adjust the ribs. I just got some stuff to let go. Yeah. And the ribs are good. And then I can check the ribs. Oh, there's one adjustment, boom, rather than just wailing on the whole rib cage. It's
speaking to you.
Yes. So,
and once you are, it's very subtle, but yet when you know what you're looking at, and then you ask intuitively and to the patient audibly their experience, right? It's the most one of the most interesting things there is, and it's a very unique experience inside of healthcare. Mm-hmm. But in so many ways, that what you're describing, the art of what you're describing, is discounted.
It's very much
as a big nothing burger. But yet, what's the truth?
The problem with all of it is you can't quantify it. How am I supposed to put a number to that? Yeah. But I know it worked, and all my patients keep coming back, and it works. They love it. That's
why we always emphasize results-based care.
Yeah.
Preemptive results-based or post-injury results-based. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, is there a result or is there not a result? It's like, let's get a result and create a way that we know we can get a result.
Right.
I mean, that's the art of what you do, and the biomechanical, the funk. I see chiropractors, and since you're here, I'll emphasize you. Obviously, there are no better structural biomechanic physicians, doctors than chiropractors like you.
I agree.
And so it's and then that's not an ego thing. We've had to literally walk through the shadows.
Still do.
To be able to come out the other side and go, there's something here that we can assist humanity with, and then also do our darndest to create a business around that, where the systems that be, commercial insurance, they don't want to pay for your services.
One of my favorite questions on the phone when I get a new patient call: do you take insurance?
Yeah. And what do you say to them?
So my answer to everybody, because some of my patients still ask if I ever consider it, is for the most part, I can't speak in indefinites, but insurance is going to cover 98941, so 3 to 4 adjustments. All the stuff that I do is not in that, and they're not going to pay for that. And the stuff that I do is what works.
Correct.
So at the end of the day, I'll spend 20 to 30 minutes with someone. I'd have to see 5 people in that same amount of time doing 3 adjustments and call it good and hope you're better.
Yeah. And so what we started telling people is, not just in chiro, but in PT and different areas that we do, I'm like, we would love to take your insurance. They don't take us.
That's a great answer.
Because isn't that the truth?
It's true.
Because wouldn't you love to take their insurance?
Yeah.
Meaning in a paradigm where what you do actually is valued and paid for.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, right?
The respect of it.
It's of course. But yet, they don't take you.
No, they don't.
Because of the mechanisms.
And insurance doesn't cover wellness care either.
No.
So.
And so the good news is, I have seen it. I've been doing this nearly 30 years. I've been in this healthcare, running clinics, doing this stuff. It's shifting somewhat. People are literally empowering themselves to take on their own health in so many different ways, from a day-to-day diet, nutrition, exercise, to looking. And I don't even like to use this phrase because it's not true, but I'll use it because then they'll get what I'm saying, is alternative health care practitioners. I hate the term. Doesn't even resonate.
Used to be the only health.
Yeah. And so, wait, you're saying that we had this conversation the other day about natural birth. What does that even mean? If there's nothing, one of the most natural things there are is birth.
I say all the time, that's the first job. Midwives was the first job.
I know, bless them. And they did it as nature intended. Oh, but, you need, if you get to have some extra assistance, maybe there's some medical intervention that gets to happen. But nature works, and so as with what you do, you tap into nature. To me, that's how I'd call it. You tap into nature. You tap into what you see, how someone's presenting, and literally doing certain things that ask the nervous system, "Hey, what's up with you?" Right?
Yep.
So, do you love it?
Oh, it's the best job in the world. I say all the time to my patients, if someone would magically pay all my bills, I'd still do what I do. I love it. It's not for the money. Trust me, it's not for the money.
You make me want to cry, because the truth is, if money wasn't a thing, I'd still do what we do.
You can make a lot more money doing other jobs, other doctors.
Absolutely.
So I do what I do because I love it.
Yeah. And there's have you bumped into that idea where, man, if I could just maybe I get to have a side gig. Or it's like, all of these things, because we got families to support, and it's like, no, I'm committed to this.
I mean,
I am committed to go the distance.
Opportunity yesterday to take over a clinic.
Yeah.
I want to do my thing.
Yeah. Well, good on you, brother. I love it. So where do you see yourself? You love the sports world. You treat some amazing athletes, and they get great results. You've shared with us a little bit of your philosophy, but what would you love to see in the athletic space when it comes to treating athletes, training athletes, optimizing athletes, that sort of thing?
So for me personally, it's kind of, honestly, it's just listening to the athletes. I had an NFL player in my office 3 weeks ago before his training camp started. And the stuff I did, I didn't think it was anything greater than what you could have done. But all the team doctors, which every NFL team has a chiropractor now, he had nothing bad to say about the doctors, but they just hadn't done any of the stuff that I did. Like I addressed his whole body and found every little thing wrong and fixed it. And he came in every day for a week because he had a time frame. Normally I wouldn't do that. He's also someone that can handle a treatment every day.
Yeah.
The guy pulls soccer goals for fun, so.
So so he had a result?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's not every day you get to blow an elite athlete at that level's mind in a good way. Like, he was just like,
so,
what?
With him, what do you see? How's that going to assist him in, would you say, assist him in his season? Assist him, in optimizing his success?
So, I mean, he came in with a calf issue. It's more likely it was a strain. Just wasn't anything crazy. He just it was impeding his way to run fully.
Yeah.
But then I just started talking to him like, hey, I feel some stuff in your other calf. Something happened here. Well, I had an Achilles injury a couple of years ago. Still kind of bugs me, but it's just not my priority because this hurts more on this other one. Yeah, and then I have a tight back. Like, everyone's layered. The doctor I learned a lot from in Texas while I was in school, outside of school, Dr. Greger, he's awesome. He's what got certified through. He always makes a joke that we're like ogres in Shrek, like we have layers. Mm-hmm. And I see that every day. Have
you seen that functionality with MCL strains, MCL repair, a calf injury, eventual Achilles tear? All there's this correlation between arthroscopic surgery, meniscus, MCL strain or tear or repair, and eventual Achilles rupture. And so there's this in athletes, if it's one thing that I've historically talked to athletes about. If you've had an MCL issue, optimize your Achilles functionality, because you do not want that thing to tear at some point. And so it's inherent in athletes where you got a previous MCL injury, you get contraction through the gastroc soleus, you get Achilles adhesion, and then you start getting hamstring, and then also, lumbar, and all the way up the kinematic chain. And so it's like these subtle little changes, even minor injuries, minor quote unquote. Look at the cascade of events.
Yes. Global.
It's global, isn't it? Which tells us what about the human body?
It's all connected. Bottom of your foot, top of your skull.
We talked about that, you guys, the other day with this, how you guys present something, because everyone, it's like,
I worked on all them at the football camp. No problem.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And so it's like understanding and educating people on the fact that a couple weeks ago I'm at Spartan, the old guy in the crew, right? And I jacked my big toe, like on the wall. I jacked the one a couple years. I'm like, why
did I fix that for you?
You do, but it's like, that injury over time, now a couple weeks, the gait patterns change. Yep. The this, the that, all the way up that kinematic chain. I'm like, okay, bro, maybe you could do something different, right? But it's educating the patients on the foot.
That's my big thing in my office. Foot and ankle mobility and function. So it's the foundation of everything. Your foot's so sensitive, it knows what you stepped on before you see it. I don't have to see that I stepped on a rock that hurts. I know I stepped on a rock. I know the exact shape of that rock from my foot.
Yeah. And then the subtle changes in the balance of the foot.
Our foot is the coolest foot in the animal kingdom, no question. We're the only foot that does what our foot does. Mm-hmm. But it's also very sensitive, and we wear these shoes now that are not the most functional things in the world. They're all fashionable and less function. So my shoes might be ugly because they're wide, but I wear barefoot shoes with a thin sole, and I know everything I step on outside in my foot. moves like my hand in there. So that's where I start with every patient. I don't care if you're an athlete or...
Yeah. Well, the biomechanics of the human body and identifying those functional deficits or changes or preemptive, like you say, ankle mobility. I mean, ankle mobility in of itself in an athlete over time is going to be a problem, right? So optimizing their ankle range of motion, optimizing their arch, optimize the dexterity of their toes, even, and educating people to that and makes them a higher quality athlete. Wouldn't you say?
Yes. Oh, 100%.
So do you see that people, because what you do in many ways, I find you're an information sharer.
Yes, I am.
And so it's figuring out a way to run a business and doing what you do in a way that, you're just spreading the good word. And where do you see yourself going with this over the next,
Well, to speak on that, the word doctor means to teach. Just FYI. So if you go to your doctor and he doesn't talk to you, probably not a great doctor. Just gonna throw that out there. Doesn't matter what scope he is. He should be teaching you stuff.
And what would you say to patients when they go see their doctor?
Ask questions. If your doctor can't answer questions, I might want to find a new doctor. Doesn't matter what the scope is. They should be teaching you everything because you're more empowered as a patient if you know what you're getting and why, instead of just sitting there. And doctors aren't supposed to have a power trip over you and they're above you. They know more than you about that specific thing, but it's also a job to teach you about it. That's what a doctor does.
Agreed. And beyond the teaching piece, what's the human connection piece? Would you describe?
If I'm sitting here teaching you something, I'm dialed into you, and I think I don't get to the doctor very often because when do I go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the other thing.
But,
let's talk about that.
I think a patient can feel more connected to the doctor if they're actually it shows that you care. Because if I care to teach you something, I actually care. If I don't want to talk to you, I'm not going to teach you anything. I want you out of my
because
office.
There's a difference between sharing all your wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah, I'm not showing off to be smart.
Or saying, how can I assist you today?
Yes, and that's how I answer the phone too. How can I help you?
Yeah. And so by doing that, it's like, it puts it into a different type of relationship. Mm-hmm. I visualize this walking down the road together as opposed to a doctor here and a patient. That's horse crap.
Yeah.
But to say, you know what, I get you, I see you, I'd love to assist you, is a different experience and you speak of applied kinesiology, this communicative method to communicate with the human body, the nervous system. What you're doing is taking that wisdom, that communication, and actually using your voice and to connect with those patients. And the mechanisms are actually, to me, are very similar between applied kinesiology, listening, and interacting with people.
Yes.
Do you see the parallels there? To me, they're almost they go hand in hand. That's why the placebo effect really, really works.
Placebo effect's awesome.
Placebo effect is awesome. And it actually takes all the pressure off. Mm-hmm. Truthfully.
Yeah.
The placebo effect, to me, takes the pressure off. There's nothing to prove. It's like they walk in your office and they feel that compassion, that kindness, that love, that information and wisdom. And then you do use the art of chiropractic to assist them.
Yes.
And voila.
It's nice.
You get a result.
Yeah, going back to what you said, I think the only pressure I ever feel is to make sure that I represent chiropractic the right way. Otherwise, I'm never nervous about my treatment because I know you're going to feel better.
Yeah. It's almost like, and of course, not from ego, but like, hey.
When I'm your last-ditch effort, I know at the very least I'm going to make the littlest impact is going to be a big impact on your day.
Yeah.
So my stress is how can I make sure chiropractic gets represented the right way?
Well, brother, bless your soul, man. I love it. It's excellent. And go see Dr. Fife, you guys. He's amazing. If you're an athlete or a wannabe or a weekend warrior, it's crazy Spartan people like me. But so what do you see in the I know you treat a lot of football players. Mm-hmm. Where do you see that world going? Would you ever love to be with a professional team?
It sounds terrible. The money's got to be right because I know that they'll work you, and if they're not going to pay much, you're still better off owning your own place because there's no ceiling there.
Right.
I mean, ideally, for sure, the exposure and those. I love all my patients, but athletes are my favorite because you can do so much to an athlete, and they They're going to do everything you ask. I mean, you're going to give your patients homework and 90% will come back, I didn't do it, doc.
Yeah.
I just want you to fix it.
Yeah, they are committed, oftentimes are committed to their
They're
care.
Right there.
Yeah.
And I say to my patients all the time too, so in a doctor's office, you're in charge of your health. You're the boss. I'm here to facilitate and direct. That's all I'm doing. I'm not your boss. You're in charge of your health. You're the boss of this appointment. I'm going to make sure you're given the right stuff. That's how I see it. So we're on the same level. I know more about this, but you're in charge of this.
Yeah.
But an athlete, they get that.
What's the best way you've found to actually hold someone accountable to their care?
I'll usually say, okay, just one promise. Do one of your homeworks tonight when you go to bed. Make it part of your routine.
Yeah.
And they're going to come back and we can say, oh my gosh, that worked. I'm like, I
One
know,
thing
isn't it crazy when you... I know a little bit what I'm talking about. When you do what I tell you, you can get better. And all of a sudden they start doing it.
Because if you overwhelm them...
Yes.
I always... With little bites. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? I love elephants. Don't eat them. You eat one bite at a time. Right? Like, hey, let's just break this down into simple things. I always ask them a question, too. It's like, are you open to doing this?
That's a great way to put it, too.
And if they say no, it's like, well... But 99% of the time they say yes, like, oh, great. Then we can be a team. Mm-hmm. We can create something together here, and I'm open to assisting you.
Yes.
But as you know, the biomechanic patterns are there. Yeah. You can do what you can do in your office, but if they're not committed to their own care...
Yeah, I don't live with you. I don't know what you're eating. I don't know how you're moving throughout the day. You look great in the office, but you got to do what I tell you to do. So athletes are more fun that way because they truly understand that they're in charge of their own stuff.
Yeah.
And they're coming to you for that extra oomph and little assistance and knowledge they need, and then they're calling it good. It's like I invented a technique in my office. I took AK and kind of specified it to sports. I call it PNK, or positional neurokinesiology. Mm-hmm. And you won't get it anywhere else because I made it up. Mm-hmm. And I use it strictly in athletes because they get it. It's like when I did the NFL player and I did it to him. I mean, it almost broke him mentally in a positive way. Like he was like, "Can you just do this every pregame?"
And oftentimes they have an emotional experience, don't they?
Oh my gosh, watching this guy, so I can save someone up to half a second off their get off step when someone says hike. Mm-hmm. Watching his brain go like, "What? Like this is so simple and so complex at the same time, and no one's ever done this. Would you want to do this for me?" He was so happy about it.
Yeah, changes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, little bites, little things.
Yep, and then he's someone I can give homework to. I have joint strengthening exercises that no one else does either. I wouldn't say invented exercises, but I'm coming at them in a different way than any other office, especially like a typical exercise office.
So foundationally, you come from a unique place.
Yes,
and that's a great thing to find in a doc.
I'm trying to prevent non-contact injuries because those make up most injuries, and I'm sick of them.
They do.
I'm thoroughly convinced with how much healthcare we have now between like concussions and everything else. In the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see more and more athletes playing into their 40s in football.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's kind of a freak about that, but
he
did all the...
Yeah. He was a machine. 100%.
And you're seeing more players like look at LeBron James.
I know he could throw, but I always questioned his athleticism.
He's just mechanically awesome. I love Tom Brady.
I love Tom Brady. You're welcome to go on the Two Thumbs Up podcast, Tom, anytime you want.
Look at LeBron James. He's playing at a high level.
I know.
He's
older. He flops a lot, though.
I'm not going to talk about players.
LeBron, you can come on the show and tell me how, whatever.
But he's playing at a high level and he's older than everybody else.
Yeah, God bless him.
And it's seriously, good. I mean, what's he spend $2 million a year on outside of basketball healthcare? No one needs to spend that much because they can't. He can afford it, but that says something about how important health outside of your sport is.
His system, his body, his functionality.
The best players on the field are the ones that are gifted, obviously, or court or whatever you want to call it. But it's also the ones that put in every ounce of work when no one's watching, but that includes off the field work.
Amen.
And you had Anthony Armstrong on here, and he says the best ability is availability. It's 100% true. If you could be the best player on the field, if you're hurt every other game, you're of no use.
If you're not available to go and do your job, you're not going to last long.
You're not very useful to the team. You're useful for a game, and then you're bad for 3. That's not good.
Well, if you were to just give any, wisdom to folks about their bodies, what would you say?
Learn to listen to it.
Beautiful.
Listen to your body. Unless you have an exact trauma, like, I don't know, you step off a curb and roll your ankle, you know exactly where your ankle hurts. You don't just wake up one day with pain. You've been dealing with pain and you just didn't notice. And I get it, we're all busy and you kind of ignore it. But pain's the last thing to set in when your body can't handle something more, minus trauma, like rolling your ankle. So it's usually the last thing to go. So listen to your body and see like, okay, I can't turn this way anymore. Don't ignore it. That's the first sign is your body can't fix itself, because your body's designed to fix itself. That's what your nervous system does.
Yep.
And what chiropractic is, like how I kind of describe it to my patients, is the numbers don't matter. I just use easy numbers to make it simple. We run on electricity. Our nervous system runs on electricity. That's why your heart can come back to life with an AED. Everything's running at 100%. And if you injure your knee, Dr. Barber, and now it's down to 70% function, you're going to lose 30% from, say, I don't know, your shoulder. So your shoulder's trying to divvy out 30 extra percent to that knee. So now the shoulder's at 70 while the knee's trying to heal. That's less coordinated now. So you're more likely to hurt your shoulder. So if you're a football player and you jack your knee up and you try to ignore it and drops down to 40% function, you're losing 60% somewhere or multiple areas. And again, the body parts don't matter, whatever. But my job is to get that back to 100%. So I'm going to move all the interference out and let the shoulder breathe again. And that knee's going to start to heal because I'm helping it.
Yep.
That's what chiropractic is. So it's the same thing. Listen to your body. Notice if you're not functioning 100% somewhere, because over time, the gait patterns you talked about, I call them muscle habits or muscle patterns. They change and they alter. Their job's to keep you aligned all day long, and if they can't do it anymore because you hurt yourself, that's when stuff starts to hurt.
Neuroplastic changes set up.
Yep.
The same thing applies with digestion and absorption. All of it. Listen.
Yeah, how's your sleep? Why is your sleep bad? It's not because you drank a caffeine right before bed. That doesn't help. But if you haven't slept well in a week plus, something's going on. So listen. You got headaches? Well, why you have headaches out of nowhere if you didn't have something inflammatory?
Yeah.
Just listen to everything.
Doc, I love it. So, folks, listen to your bodies. Love on yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Dr. Fife, thanks for coming on the Two Thumbs Up podcast today. We're super grateful to have you.
Awesome.
And, appreciate it. We'll do this again sometime.
Oh, I would love to come on as much as you
I would love to have you back, and we can talk about, specific, some things you're seeing in the athletic world, your successes, all of those things. And I love chiropractic, and it's a beautiful thing. It's just an interesting experience to navigate all the ways of it all. Yes.
Best job in the world. I am making some moves right now to get involved with some colleges and some other teams. So
yeah, awesome. Well, let us know.
Hopefully next time I'm on here, I've got a little more updates.
I'd love to hear about it.
A lot of the meetings and the monotony of it all. But.
Cool. Very cool. We love you all. Thanks for tuning into the Two Thumbs Up podcast. Dr. Colbey Fife. What's the name of your facility?
Wasatch Wellness Chiropractic. It's in Bluffdale, right kind of by everything, honestly. It's easy to get to.
Yeah. Go check them out. Great stuff. And we'll see you down the road. Love y'all. Thank you.